Howdy, everyone. Welcome to Wild Wild Weiss, the community podcast for Calgary Weiss Schwarz. I'm today's host, Igor Squatslov. With me today are Keeluah, Kira, and Poggers, introduced in the order of how destroyed their wallet is. Other than that, how are you guys doing?
Wait a minute. Is my wallet actually almost destroyed? Probably.
Oh no, are you going to build full max rarity? Because I'm considering it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Good
lord.
I'm only gonna max red my waifu first, and then I'm probably gonna slow max the rest of the deck.
Why
Oh,
would
fair
Wuxia
enough.
get any cards though?
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is going to be great because from that intro, from their discussion, it should be perfectly clear what we've got in store for you. On the 12th of May, Bushiroad Japan announced several sets for Weiss Schwarz to round out 2021 and guide us into the new year. The list had quite a few sets to break from the usual anime video game mold. The following were announced: Assualt Lily Volume 2 Booster Pack for this winter. Danmachi, Is It Alright for Me to Pick Up a Girl in the Dungeon? Familia Myth, Child Deck Plus, and Booster Pack announced for November. D-Side Traumary TD Plus announced for October 15th. Booster Pack coming spring 2022. Zombieland Saga Revenge Trial Deck and Booster Pack are also announced for November. Marvel Universe Trial Deck and Booster Packs announced for this winter. And finally, Hololive, VTubers, will be joining Weiss with 7, that's correct, 7 trial decks on September 24th, and a booster pack coming in October. So, without further ado, let's start with Assualt Lily's second set and move on down the list. And we've got 2 Assualt Lily players here with Kira and Keeluah. What do you guys think?
Well, to be fair, I have tried playing it, but I don't actually own any cards for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I bought the playset and just having it as a meme anti-meta deck. I think, yeah.
So are you going to buy into Volume 2, or are you still deciding, Kevin?
I probably won't go into a playset of that one. I'll probably just pick up singles. Depends on how much health my wallet has after what happens in October.
Right, that makes sense. How
Probably a good
upgradable
way
your
to do
current
it.
deck is.
Yeah, there isn't too much that I would want with the current build.
I'm gonna be honest. I have not really seen any of the Assault Lily decks. So
So currently, Assault Lily has like an anti-board based deck, where you
it's
just have
kind
a
of like
lot
the
of ways to hard remove your opponent's board, even their back rows.
interesting.
You probably would have seen more Assault Lily. Well, I don't know. More Assault Lily than that I would play it if the PRs that I wanted weren't so hard to get.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What's the only way to get them? Is it like tournament PR or?
Blu-rays.
Oh no!
Baby.
Yeah,
I actually, the deck I theory crafted, I don't think, maybe 1 or 2, but didn't play very many of the Blu-ray PRs. It was mostly the tournament PRs, I think.
Was it the
It's the
level 0
one character
bomb?
ones.
Oh, which one?
I can't remember. Like the ones that only had 1 character on them.
Well, I remember the box toppers being like that.
No, it wasn't the box toppers. I can't remember how you get.
Oh, you're talking about like the special edition one with the trial decks, where you get the foiled version.
No, it's not that either.
Oh.
You know what? I'll pull it up. Let's.
I mean, if what happened with the Ilya Blu-ray promo, they reprinted it in a set. So
I mean, the
hopefully-
Blu-ray promos is actually not really that good, to be
Yeah.
honest. You only play for this one meme deck that requires all names, and you get to mill all names.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
right. I remember looking at that card and I'm like, this is really interesting. I like this.
Yeah. So, seeing that Assault Lily is going to be a set 2, how many tools do you think the current meta deck would need, or there's other decks that look like they would have been interesting from set 1, but just didn't have the support they needed, and a set 2 might rectify?
So I know most people swapped to bar because Pants had an issue where there was not really much good level zeros to go along, level ones to go along with the level 1 combo. That's why most people ended up going for one of the 2 bar combos, just because there's a lot more bar support in the set. So anything that helps Pants would be nice, or just a new, better level 1 in general would be nice as well.
Yeah, so what's the Pants combo do? Just for folks that might like the Assault Lily anime or any properties associated with Assault Lily, but haven't bought into the set just yet.
So the pants combo is on. It's like a 5/5 on attacking, discard 1, mill 2. Oh no, mill 1, salvage level X or lower. X is equal to the card you milled, and then do that again. So essentially, you can ditch 1 to grab 2 cards from your waiting room.
Okay,
But
that's
the
pretty
problem
nice.
was there wasn't that many good level 0s or level 1s that you want to grab for that combo. So, and those are most likely the cards you will mill because your deck's going to be more overloaded with level 0s, level 1s.
Right. So if you wanted to grab like an early player or a finisher, you'd have to mill another level 3.
Yeah, and you can't build like a level 1 and level 2, and then you can get a level 3 still, like other combos similar to it.
So you need a lot of level 3s in the deck. Sounds like it has potential
Okay,
for
Mr.
for the
Coinflip.
best archetype.
But yeah, one cool thing to know is that the Assault Lily Volume 2 is going to be based around the mobile game, not the anime this
Mm.
time. So they are going to introduce a bunch of new characters, which means they can also introduce a new color. And the first volume did not have any yellow cards for any choice triggers.
Okay, so we might see something interesting with choice.
Yeah,
Right.
possibly.
Because the game does have additional schools for characters that aren't in the anime, right?
Yeah. I think there's like 4 main girls in the game, but only 2 of them showed up in the anime.
Gotcha. I guess with Assault Lily getting a Volume 2, do you think this is a vote of confidence in the game? Or is this just Bushiroad trying to gin up some more interest?
I think it's a vote of confidence because at the same time as the set announcement, they also announced that the game's getting a version 2.0, which I don't know much about the game, but it sort of sounded like they're revamping the entire game. I could be wrong though.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not quite sure how big the game is in the Japanese market, but I know the Weiss set did pick up in Japan, and it did sell quite a bit. I noticed a lot of people, a lot of decks appearing in Japan playing it.
Yeah, before the third emergency declaration, did you see it a lot at tournaments, or did the declaration come down and kind of knock out tournaments before Assault Lily really got any momentum?
So it did have a lot. There's like some weeks, like I do on my website like weekly toppings, like decks that tops locals, and you'd see it in the top, like number 1 position for probably like for over a month.
Wow.
Now it's slowing down. Now that it golden week's over and it's still in a state of emergency.
But it does seem to be a loved set, so yeah, Volume 2 is definitely not surprising then.
And Bushiroad's definitely pushing it hard,
Mm.
like
It is their
Bandring.
own IP.
Oh,
Yeah.
they love to plug their own IPs.
Makes sense.
We're going to be talking about another Bushiroad phone game IP further down the list, but coming up next, we've got Danmachi Familia Myth Trial Deck and booster packs.
This is the only one I've been sort of baited by because I actually have been playing the mobile game for quote unquote playing the mobile game. I sort of just log in every couple of months to use the free rolls and everything, but I'm actually pretty
As is
excited.
tradition.
Correct.
So I think this is probably one of the releases that probably has the best chance of coming over to English because Danmachi is pretty popular over here.
100%. And they actually released a English version of the MOBA, I think a year
Yeah,
ago or so.
Crunchyroll.
Yes, yeah,
owns it.
Crunchyroll's helming it. So, yeah, I would absolutely not be surprised if it came over to English.
Yeah, do you think that Crunchy would shill the cards if it came over, given that they've got involvement in the mobile game, and I believe they also have the show on their platform as well?
Yes, Danmachi. I believe all of the seasons or so far have been on Crunchyroll.
It would be really nice to
Yeah.
see something as big as Crunchyroll shill Weiss.
I was gonna say it'd be an excellent like partnership for future things as well if we could get the Bushiroad and Crunchyroll shaking hands, and because I feel one of Bushi's main not failures but like one of the things they struggle with is their advertising. So if it's they've been getting better and like it's been popping up for the English sets at least every here and there. But if we could get Crunchyroll to be sort of invested in the English set for Danmachi, that I think that would be really good for bringing some more people into the game.
Yeah, because I guess one of the tough things is with like now Crunchyroll and Funimation are both under kind of the Sony Aniplex broad window. Part of me hopes that Bushiroad will still, well, I guess it's Bushiroad. It might be a bit more difficult for them to work with, given that they have their properties. Aniplex via Sony has theirs. But I really hope that they can set aside and work together.
I agree. And the set should be pretty cute because a lot of they do like a lot of events and the characters in the game generally there's like the whole cast, so it'd be Belle, Hestia, everybody. And then they'll release new units which are basically just sort of outfits at a certain point. Is a way of looking at it. It's just sort of reskins. So for Easter, there was a Belle in like a bunny suit, sort of, and then they've had like a hot springs event and like obviously there's summer events and Halloween events. So I think they'll have a lot of varied arts for each character, and as well they have like the whole not the entire pantheon, but they have a lot of different characters that don't see as much screen time, but they still get a fair number of units in the game. So
Okay.
I'm it's not like they're working with uh it should be a decently large set with a fair amount of different characters. So and
Yeah,
but I
because
still think the Hestia deck, the waifu deck will very easily be possible. So
yeah, well, it's like I'm not gonna lie. The only thing I really know about Danmachi is Hestia and
that ribbon, what's it
that
doing?
ribbon.
Nobody
Yeah, pretty
knows.
much. Okay, is that it for Danmachi?
I
I
think
believe
so.
so.
I have nothing to really say about it.
Cool. Decide Trauma Ray. I had to look up what this was because I was not able to stay up for the Bushiroad announcement last night. Turns out it's Bushiroad is doing something similar to Assault Lily, where they're doing and Bang Dream too, where they do a multi-faceted push where they've got the Weiss set, the anime, and the phone game all kind of dropping around the same time. It's actually pretty funny because the studio that worked on the Bang Dream anime is the studio working on the Decide Traumary anime as well. So it looks like Bushiroad's going back to a tried and true method to drop a phone game.
Well, if you had watched the stream, you honestly wouldn't be any much more enlightened. They just showed one game, maybe it was for the anime, that didn't really explain anything. So I know nothing about this franchise.
All I can say is I hope it doesn't end up being like Lost Decade set.
It's Lost Decade. Yeah, Lost Decade looked like it was going to be cool. Equip spells looked like they were going to be fun. Then, sorry, the only time I've ever seen Lost Decade played was the time that I bullied a kid in front of everyone at Ada Evo with Macross Frontier.
Powerful. So I have the definition. It looks like
Okay.
it's a German word, I think. It's a noun and it's a dream, like a dream sort of state of being completely occupied by one's own thoughts. A state of pleasant dreaming
Alright.
thought. So I'm actually even more confused after knowing the
Oh, it just sounds like a very anime word then.
yeah.
Yeah, especially because you've got D_side.
Yeah.
Like when I saw Decide, I was like, okay, this is gonna be like some weird shonen thing, or like or some sort of techno cyberpunk thing. But
Mhm.
given that they've gone and picked, what did the trailer actually look like?
It kind of looked like a visual novel.
That's true. The animation though looked decent, I guess. It just showed a bunch of characters in a row basically, and then it was just like, hey, we're done.
Like, were they just wearing like school uniforms then, or?
Yeah.
No, they were well, I don't know. It might be school uniforms in that universe, but they seem very like edgy, if anything, school uniforms. And
You
then there were a
know,
bunch
Yeah.
of like extra characters. I noticed some policewomen.
okay.
It was like a darker theme.
Yeah, that's true. It's definitely darker than any of their other franchises.
if I have to guess, they might have picked Traumary thinking it was a German word close to trauma.
Oh,
And they
probably.
just didn't look it up what it meant.
I mean, we do shit like that all the time.
That's
I mean,
very
Weiss Schwarz
true.
is German, I guess.
Yeah. Hey.
Road.
Yeah.
Speaking about the actual set, though, one thing to note is that they're doing the same thing they did with Assault Lily, which is take out the trial deck and then many months later bring out the booster pack.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're going to keep. Sorry.
I don't get that.
They
Yeah,
did
it's
a trial
weird.
deck-
I'm wondering if it's gonna set a trend for future Bushiroad IPs.
Maybe.
Like the trial deck can't comes out like when the anime is first gonna release, and then the booster comes out after the anime.
Okay,
Yeah,
I kind of
exactly.
get
That
that
makes sense.
as a marketing mix thing.
Like keep the hype up so people are still playing the game, right? You want the TD pre-promotion, boosters post-promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep
All
the
right.
advertising.
Let's go to the first strike against Kevin's wallet. Zombieland Saga Revenge Trial Deck and Booster Pack.
I'd
Okay,
I'd like to say at this point it was the turning point for me in the stream where things started going more towards the other members of our community than me.
Personally, I'm not the biggest Zombieland Saga fan. I did enjoy the anime, but I probably won't pick this one up. It's
What?
interesting. It is definitely interesting to see the set come to Weiss because the very first season was, I think, in Precious Memory,
Okay.
and now we have the second season in Weiss, not the first season.
So is Precious Memories just straight dead then, or?
Yeah. Also, Danmachi was part
Very
of
well
Precious
could
Memory,
be.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So we took Danmachi from them. We took Kaguya from them. We took Quince from them.
Okay, yeah. It's a shame. Precious Memories has a lot of their older sets are stuff I'd want to play, like K-On! Or Kitamari Sketch, but we're getting distracted here. I also thought that, Kevin, you were one of the people who was joking, not so joking, about Zombieland Saga and Saga.
Huh? Was I?
I thought
What do you mean? What?
the stupid concert that was like in the very south of Japan.
Oh yeah. I'd go watch it. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me though, this announcement might make me actually finally watch Zombieland Saga. I've done this before where a set gets announced for Weiss, and I'm like, oh, I was planning on watching that. Maybe I should watch it now.
Nice
So-
Mushoku.
that happened with Mushoku Tensei. That happened with Day I Became a God. Except I didn't like Day I Became a God, so I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah, hey, it's
so yeah, this could happen with Zombieland Saga as well. We'll have to see.
it's almost two-way marketing, you know?
Yeah,
The anime
kind of.
advertises for the Weiss set, and the Weiss set advertises for the anime.
Well, that's the intention,
sure.
that this is supposed to be cross-marketing and
Yeah.
synergistic, right?
Benefits for
True.
both teams. Yeah.
Hmm. And Zombieland, I think, is another one that has a good chance of coming to English just because of how popular Zombieland Saga is. I see it talked about a lot of Twitter. The year that I went, Zombieland Saga first season was 2019, right?
I think
I
so.
think
Honestly,
Sounds
yeah.
about right.
I
Yeah,
think
so
Pre-pandemic, that's for sure.
pre-pandemic, there was a lot of Zombieland cosplay. So, like in the North American scene, like I even saw it at Odafest. So, I think that it's popular enough that it's worthwhile bringing over.
I might disagree with you on that one because I think if had it been the original set during the original hype, even in 2020, if they released Zombieland Saga in English, I think I would agree with that. But I think I haven't heard much about the second season, so I correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the second season has been received sort of lukewarm.
I have not heard anything good or bad about
Yeah,
it. So I'm
like
not sure
so like
either.
I think they missed the initial
Okay.
hype. I don't know, I don't think it's necessarily a home run anymore in the English.
Okay. So I
Yeah,
guess I
this-
just have a
this
weird Twitter
season-
buttle.
Yeah,
The
this-
one person I know who likes Zombieland Saga, the most among people I know, I remember him really liking season 1, but then I never heard him talk about season 2. And then when this set was announced, he said, "Oh, maybe I'll buy it, maybe I won't."
Yeah,
and I'm just like,
yeah,
okay.
I agree. I noticed that as well, that he was sort of like, Yeah, okay. Interesting. I'm sure had it been announced again, even 2020 after after first season had been out for a while, had they announced the Y set, I'm sure he would have went in deep on it.
Fair enough.
But
Fair enough.
so I just feel like they maybe again probably should have released it in Weiss rather than Precious Memories, but hey, at least
Is
we're
what it
getting
is.
one at all, right?
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't been catching up with season 2, even though I finished season 1.
Mm. That seems to be almost a
I
consensus.
It's more like
Yeah.
you saw it once, the cool zombie idols shenanigans, but then seeing it a second time doesn't give the same impact.
Well, because
Oh,
it
so is
already
it just more of the same?
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
They're
'cause
following the
they
same pattern as season 1, and it's got a little bit repetitive. I think there's some good episodes get from the first 3 I've seen, but it wasn't like I'm just more interested in other series this season.
yeah, same.
I mean, if you're not watching shamisen anime, are you even doing it right?
There you go.
All right. Moving on to the set that has gotten Kira so excited, he
Uh,
was threatening to money match us as soon as he entered the discussion room.
for a
Marvel
case.
Universe Trial Deck Plus and Booster Pack.
Oh, where to start with
Yeah.
this?
Man,
So, if you watch the stream, they had something covered with a sheet, and they tried to pull it off. I was like, kind of laughing about how they
took
were having
so
trouble taking the
long.
sheet off. And when they did, it was a Captain America statue. And you know that meme where the guy's laughing and clapping his hands, and all of a sudden he's just like suddenly serious. And he's like, "What the fuck?" That was me.
Yeah.
That was everyone.
Well,
In the
there
other
were
Discords I was in, all you saw when that happened was just a bunch of question mark spam pings.
yeah, well, we were all in the chat together and we were laughing like, ah ha ha, they're struggling. But the minute the sheet came off, it was dead silence for at least like 4 seconds.
I was just so blown away. Like how how did Bushiroad think of this in the first place?
How did they get the
It's like
rights, right?
Well, this isn't the first time they've worked with Disney, right? Because Star Wars was under the mouse at that point.
Mm,
Yeah, I think it's much easy. It's definitely much easier to get IPs from Disney in Japan, probably because it's not as big as North America.
true.
But I really don't expect this to ever come into English.
oh,
if it
definitely
did,
not.
if it did, that would be huge.
It
Is
would be
there a
huge.
Marvel trading card game? Because I thought one of the big reasons for Star Wars not coming over was the multitude of Star Wars tabletop games like Star Wars X-Wing and several others.
I'm sure that like there's been so many collectible cards for like Marvel throughout the years. I don't think any
I
have been
don't know if
particularly
there's
successful.
currently a trading card game. I'm sure there's lots of tabletop games as well. I know there's Legendary, which is just a deck building game. I don't know if HeroClix is still a thing, but it's in HeroClix. I'm showing my age here.
My main problem is that Bushiroad Singapore or North like English side is like
Mhm.
has a different budget than Bushiroad JP, which
Right.
100%.
like buying the rights with English's budget is vastly probably way harder on a different scale compared to buying the rights in JP.
For sure.
And on that note, it goes without saying that Marvel is bigger in North America than it is Japan, I would think.
Right.
So if Bushiroad Japan with a bigger budget than Bushiroad English can buy Marvel, I really doubt, or sorry, not buy Marvel, buy rights to put Marvel in their game. I really doubt that Bushiroad English has the funds to put
Yeah.
North American Marvel into there.
Mm.
They would have to do like Marvel gets a cut of sales 100%, but even
Oh,
then,
for sure.
Well, I
like,
wonder what deal they struck with DC and Cartoon and Warner Brothers to get both Batman and Adventure Time.
feel like well, that's true.
I feel
we
like
have one.
Adventure
Batman
Time wouldn't be
Ninja.
too difficult, but Batman Ninja is a really interesting one.
I think it's because I
Uh,
think mainly because it's Batman Ninja, not like the other Batman series. Batman Ninja was one of the weaker ones for
True.
and also
Batman.
Batman Ninja was like made in Japan.
Right.
We don't know what's gonna be encompassed in this Marvel set, but from the promo art, it looks like it's gonna be the actual like English comics.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
comics, not cartoons.
also,
Yeah.
honestly, I wonder if maybe it'd be really really cool if during their discussions to try and get the rights for this, if they also may have put in a clause for the English getting like a set, or they at least opened up discussions while having the discussion about the Japanese getting the set.
Although that would be nice, my I doubt it because my thoughts on Bushiroad Japan's dealings with Bushiroad English are not great.
Yeah,
I'll just say card captor, for
yeah,
instance.
100%.
Well, the other thing is Japanese companies are notorious for different divisions within the same conglomerate just not talking to each other.
Yeah.
Like there are many expat horror stories coming from like Sony. Sony's the one I hear the most, but I've spoken with expats that like they work over there, and yeah, it's incredible. I have friends who work at Japanese banks, and it's the same thing.
Right.
North American companies can be like that, but Japanese companies are legendary for it. However, maybe Marvel Universe TD opens up my dream set of Major League Baseball.
Wait, where do we go?
I was
How do we
waiting
get to
for it.
that?
Tim, I think we need the like an important stepping stone is the wrestling Weiss set. Once you see that,
Yeah.
I think the odds of you getting your baseball set are much higher. But until that happens, considering that
you're
it's
right.
a Bushi IP, once we get that stepping stone, then I think you
Oh my
can start
god.
getting excited.
Would you buy Japan Pro Wrestling and build bullet time waifu deck?
I mean, Rebirth is getting an actual wrestling set.
It's
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
it's
Yeah,
soon.
and Weiss did get 2 sets from Rebirth recently, so that means
So
Yeah.
eventually.
So what you're saying is we've gotten our first stepping stone to Major League Base. We've got American comics, we've got Japanese sports. Push them together. I'm getting my signed Joe DiMaggio card.
Tim, I'll put it this
How
way.
about you, Joe DiMaggio?
I'll take it.
The odds of you getting your MLB set probably higher than the odds of me getting my Nagatoro set at this point.
I thought you were cheering not having to spend money on that.
Oh, I am 100%.
and then
I'm
you realize
ecstatic.
it doesn't spend money.
Yeah. Well, no, because now I can just buy the figures. Easy.
But Hayden, Zombieland Saga didn't come to Weiss until after the second set or second
Oh
season.
Lord. Oh, I don't need. Oh.
Is there going to be a season 2 of Nagatoro?
Oh,
No
probably.
confirmation, but probably.
It's been doing not nearly as bad as I was thinking it was going to do. People seem to be taking it in strides, so I think there's a rather decent chance of season 2. I hadn't even thought about the fact that season 2 could mean another set. Oh no. Especially because it's only a 12 episode season, so
Alrighty.
But anyway, back to this Marvel set.
yes.
There's so much we don't know. Like, for instance, is it just the comics? It will include cartoons. Will it include MCU? If it included MCU, I would die.
Can you imagine a Robert Downey Jr. sign?
I would buy 4. I am not joking.
Oh,
Snap.
David, you
CFC.
could buy a house with that.
a numbered
Oh god, I don't know if I could do that.
numbered signs for like the actual signatures of the actors.
You can't see my face, but it's the boy.
Remember the Endgame credits when they showed their signatures? It was all coming back to this.
They needed to write them down for something.
Shit.
Well, because honestly, like what the only signatures I can think of that they could use is something like in Batman Ninja or
No. Remember back around the turn of the 2010s when they had like the Wolverine, Iron Man, and a bunch of other Marvel anime that they're okay, not great.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can use those voice actors.
If this Marvel set actually has signatures from real people and not just like Star Wars or Batman Ninja types of SPs.
Oh, Star Wars.
Um,
Oh,
Yeah.
Star Wars.
I could see it being like the artists of the comics.
That'd actually be pretty
That
cool.
that
I think
would
they're-
be
It's a separate rights you have to buy to buy signatures, as we learned
Yeah,
from
it's true.
PUBG North America. So
It's true. That's
The-
what I'm saying. If it happens,
The problem is, right? The minute you add artist signatures, we get the comic book people in here, and I don't want to get in a bidding war with comic book people because they have
That is big
all of the
money.
money.
Well, it's not just big money; it's a big amount of people.
Yeah,
I will say we have had Weiss cards with the artist signature on them before. Idolmaster
100%.
comes to mind.
Yep.
Yeah, but
So it's not unheard of.
it's not unheard of. But it'll be
I'm
interesting to see what
just-
happens when the comic money, if the comic money comes in.
yeah.
Yeah.
If there's any actual signatures, I don't think it matters if it's the voice actors, if it's the artist, if it's a Stan Lee hot stamp something. If there is actual signatures and it's not like the Star Wars, there will be comic book people coming in, and
Oh,
that means
definitely.
prices
Funnily enough,
will go
the
up.
only one that might not have a big value pop is Stan Lee, because that man was notorious for signing absolutely everything for a period of
100%.
like 50 years.
I think that like if there's a Stanley hot stamp, it's not going to drive the prices up, but we will get comic book people interested.
Mm.
I don't think they're
That-
going to
that-
buy it out, but
I don't know if Stanley's SP would be like extraordinarily priced, but it would still be up there, I think.
it's Stan Lee, all of his cameos in every movie. That's all the SPs. Spider-Man SP, it's just his cameo in the Spider-Man movie.
I guess the other question is who owns Stan Lee's signature? Is it it would be the Stan Lee estate, right?
That is something I have no idea on.
I have no clue.
Where's
Because
the
if
stamp?
Stan Lee was alive, he would fly over and sign every goddamn card himself.
Correct.
That's just what he does.
What's the statute of limitations on a signature?
That's not the right terminology.
Okay.
Signatures are intellectual property.
Yeah.
The question becomes whether someone's signature would fall. Actually, I don't think your signature
It's-
would even fall into the common domain
domain?
because
Common domain.
yeah, the
that's
public
what I was
domain
thinking,
because
yeah.
it's something inherently personal. So yeah, I'm not actually sure what would happen with that. You'd need an intellectual property lawyer to answer that question.
All right. Well, let's get on it.
Oh, that being said, I think even if you run a hobby and goods store, you should probably pick this up even if it's Japanese. I think collectors will buy this if they just see it
That's
randomly
true.
in your store.
I'm actually
Yeah.
curious now how well the recent Magic the Gathering set did with its Japanese cards in the North American market.
I'm pretty sure they did pretty well, didn't they? I heard quite a few Magic people wanted to
haven't
pick
looked it
up
so I don't know.
Japanese cards. for
Oh
Magic.
yeah. I mean, a lot of our friends did because, well, they play Weiss anyway, right?
Right.
But I'm curious how much the people who like aren't really weebs got into it.
So on my last trip to Japan, I was asked by a store owner to pick up boxes for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the
yeah.
demand's there.
So I can tell you from somebody who plays like Magic, even not a whole heck of a lot, but some people's perspective is they just like how the card looks, like some like Korean text or Japanese text or like German text, right? They just like how it looks. Russian text is also pretty big for Magic, for getting cards in that. Also there's a point of like your opponent can't as easily read. It's not used as often, and it's sort of joked about that's one of the reasons, but like, it could be a reason. But yeah, certain like I think Japanese foil onslaught fetch lands, to name a really specific example, are a heck of a lot more expensive than just regular foil onslaught fetch lands. I believe they're the most desirable of them. I could be wrong, but yeah, foreign languages in Magic are sort of hit or miss, but there's definitely a market for people who want their entire deck to be like one of our friends who works at a card shop in town. He's wanting to build a fully foil Japanese Death Shadow list, right? So there's
fair enough.
definitely an interest in that community
Mm.
for different languaged cards.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Rounding out the list, we have Hololive production. Now, I'm gonna show my age here. The fuck is a Hololive?
Boomer. Boomer.
So during the pandemic, one of the biggest weeb trend that came out of it was Hololive and VTubers in general, like virtual YouTubers.
Yeah.
Like they had a small stint. You probably know Kids in the Eye, and it like
Yep.
died for a bit. And all of a sudden, once the pandemic happened, these girls just like boomed real hard.
What
Like-
generation
do?
was it when it really like caught on? It was like generation 3 or 4, right?
Yeah, Generation 3 was when it was out, but it wasn't until Generation 4 where there's a girl named Keeluah that did like bridging
Yeah.
the English speakers with the
Guys,
Japanese.
Yeah.
you're talking about things that Tim doesn't understand yet.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue.
So there's different generations of
I think we need to start somewhere.
Yeah,
else.
we need
Yeah.
to start with
Yeah.
what
we have to
are
start at the ground
these-
floor.
all right, ground floor, let's go.
So basically, what they do is before Kids and I was just like a anime girl that does like skits on YouTube, but in
Okay.
Hololive is like Twitch streamers basically, but they're more wholesome and everything. But they're basically Twitch streamers, but they stream on
So-
YouTube. But they're
And
anime
if-
girls.
Are they like a
And if you-
puppet then, or?
So what it is, it's a CGI anime character that like follows facial tracking and stuff and body tracking of a real person, but you'll never see the real person ever.
Do you remember
Uh,
Face Rig? Tim? Like that thing where you could like use your webcam and like use your face rig to
Oh,
Make
like
it
the
like
people
a-
who are wearing like the mocap ping pong balls.
kind of.
Yeah, it's
or
kind
like
of.
a cat
But it's
face,
it's
right?
like more
Technology's
advanced now.
better now. That doesn't
Yes.
need it. Doesn't need it.
You don't need a full C anymore. All you need is they actually just use their their smartphones. Use
In
a
fact,
video
you
and an
can
app.
there's an app now. I think it's even free. You can go make yourself into a VTuber if you want for
Okay.
free in like 5 minutes.
Which is like part of what helped the steamrolling effect of this whole.
So,
Hololive is like a company that hires specific people, girls, to work under them as
Yeah.
VTubers.
Like an idol company almost. Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. So then I'm guessing like it blew up in the pandemic because it became a lot more accessible and
Yeah, because
people
like
just wanted to hang out online.
a lot of anime like had to be postponed because of COVID, because like companies couldn't work to make anime during COVID.
Mm.
So then you had like a huge shortage in anime, and then instead people would just browse YouTube for whatever weeb content they wanted, and then they see like Hololive YouTubers, anime girls streaming, and they see other people talk about it. Then it just
Yeah.
became a huge phenomenon.
I think it had the reason it became so, or some of the reasons it became so big is it's like, oh, it's an anime with a new episode every day type of deal, right? But also like the sort of community,
Yeah, because you can actually interact with them.
right? People want to be in a community, right?
Yeah.
We're social creatures, that sort of thing. So getting to see this cute anime girl and then having like other people you could talk to, it's like a Twitch stream chat that is already super successful. We know that works. And then anime, we know that works. So how could they not work together, right?
That's fair. That's fair. And it sounds like it's a way that, yeah, and then the community can hop in and then you make the memes, that sort of stuff. And it almost seems like it's got some of the parasocial elements that Twitch streaming has, but you can almost break the barrier. So it might not be as unhealthy.
Right. And they're all playing, like, to an extent, they're all playing characters. So, and they frequently have collaborations with each other. So there's sort of this, it's not exactly a storyline, but like this overarching
Like you can make
group, and
relational charts with each character.
yeah,
Just like
like these two get along. This one doesn't like, quote unquote, doesn't like this one because she's closer to this girl than the other person is, and there's a lot of like relationships and intricacies between them, right? So that also adds another level to it.
Okay. So they've almost built like lore in a place where
Yeah.
as we were talking about streamers, where it's the people are themselves and a lot of them that's kind of where it starts and ends.
And I think a really good sign of how popular it is over here, at least, even not just in Japan, is they had I think it's been over a year now or around a year. They released a English branch for Hololive, right? So they had a Gen 1 English VTubers. So they would stream and speak all in English. They could also speak in Japanese, but and one of them, Gura, she reached 1 million like followers or subscribers. I think the fastest out of anybody of the
VTubers.
VTubers and everything. So it showed that it isn't just like a Japanese thing, but when the overseas people got their own sort of VTubers to follow, the popularity spiked so fast that
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, the English side won't be in the set most likely.
yes, yeah.
Mm.
So,
It'll
but
be
then
just Japanese
hey,
talent.
if they keep introducing a couple more English talents, maybe we can get a English exclusive Hololive set.
Big Pog.
Yeah.
They are scouting Generation 2 for English.
Yeah, there you
Gotcha,
go.
gotcha. So I guess
So,
one of the things I'm kind of thinking is that, well, it's like we have had slice of life anime in Weiss, like Lucky Star and Nichijou.
mhm.
So part of me is like, I wonder what a Hololive deck would do.
I made a joke about this during the stream actually, because I'm what would a CX combo be like? Finding diamonds in Minecraft or something, and like that's the CX. It's just them making a face while there's diamonds on screen. So I'm not sure how CX like what's the climax of a stream, right? Or well,
Well,
Yeah.
I made a joke about Coco's meme reviews. She does meme reviews for overseas memes and she'll bring on like random other Hololive
Japanese.
members. So like I made a joke about, oh yeah, a Coco's meme review will be a CX combo. So
Well, something to note is that Hololive is actually already in Rebirth for you. And at the same time they announced this set, they also announced that it's getting a second set in Rebirth. So I think we can actually look at the Rebirth cards, because there are cards called Rebirth cards in Rebirth that are sideways as well, so are similar to CXs, and they portray an event more than a character. I think we can
yeah.
kind of take examples from those.
I think it
Yeah.
just works better for the rebirth setup because like you just have the character and then you also have that. But when you have to have like we have a character, the CX combo is the character and then experiencing like big moment in the show, right? So they could absolutely have it like rebirth, but it'd be much different than almost every other CX combo or that
I
type of
have
thing.
Hololive does have an anime on YouTube.
Does it? Official?
Yeah, official anime. But
Oh,
it's more
wow.
like 3 minute shorts though.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
But there's like couple tens of episodes already. And the Rebirth set did use the anime art.
They also do have the three like the full so normally it's just like um their like chest up type of deal, Tim.
Mm.
Um and like the only tracking is really on their head. So like they won't have their arms tracked or anything and like it's really just about their facial expressions. And then they can drag their avatar sort of around their screen as they would want, as you could do sort of with your camera if you were live
Oh, like
streaming.
OBS moving your stream.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. But if they were to show their full like avatar, they wouldn't be able to move the arms or legs, right? It's only in their upper body or upper above the shoulders, I suppose. that they can really move. But they have things called 3D premieres where they do wear a full motion tracking suit, and they have a whole big stream dedicated to them doing things that they're moving around and just showing off their full avatar, I suppose. So I guess that could be used
Okay.
for CX combos and that type of thing, but
No, that actually
I'm
sounds pretty cool.
I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see.
Main
So,
thing I'm
Kevin,
yeah, what?
are you
The
buying
main
all
thing-
7 of the TDs?
Yeah.
Shit.
I wanted to talk about this. This is the most TDs any set has ever had, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Before
Even
this
more than
was
Bang Dream?
shiny colors. Bang Dream has. Wait, actually.
Gotobun had 5, right?
Bang Dream is
No,
getting
Bang
their
Dream
seventh
has
one.
7. Sorry, Bang Dream
Oh.
has 7. Because there are 7 bands.
But the thing is, Bang Dream was released over time.
It's true.
Well,
Yes, that's
This
the
is just
difference.
Dumping 7.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I wonder, it'll probably be like, is there 7 generations now?
There's Generation 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's 6, and then you add gamers. Their
Okay.
gamers group,
Right.
so that's
So
7.
I'm
Damn.
so I'm assuming each one will be a different. That
Oh,
should
like,
be
yeah.
interesting. Oh, which means if there's, but that would that imply at that point that each TD will have however many different SPs? Like for Generation 4, I think has Pekora in it and everybody. So like, would each member have their own TD SP at that point? If so, that's going to be
In
a
Rebirth,
nightmare.
they did do that. Each girl
Oh,
had their own
that's a
foil
nightmare.
variant.
That would be a
It
nightmare.
could, or they could just put all the SPs in the booster.
It's true. It's true.
We don't really
I
know
can
yet.
see this printing money.
Rebirth did also do SPs in the booster, and in the
Yeah.
booster they did 3 versions of each SP.
Yeah.
I know
remember
what
seeing-
Shiny
there's-
Colors did. Master Shiny Colors, which dumped 6 TDs when it came out. Each TD only had 1 possible SP,
Oh.
and then the other characters only had triple Rs. But the thing is, Shiny Colors units have leaders.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was going to say they have a leader, right? Don't they?
Yeah,
There
exactly.
could also be an SP with just an art of all of them on it. I didn't think about that. It could just have like all of the members on one card, right?
Hmm.
That'd be
Also-
interesting SP.
Although, I'm getting a fun tournament idea if Hololive does come to English with all 7 TDs. You could just have a randomized Hololive TD tournament.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Unless one's super broken and the rest aren't.
I
right?
think Bushiroad confirmed that event in JP. Like they're gonna have like specific Hololive events where you can play Hololive Weiss and Hololive Rebirth against each other.
Yeah, because
Hololive.
if they make it so that Hololive the set has decks that are like per generation,
Mhm.
they'll probably do the same thing that they do for Bang Dream and now for Shiny Colors, which is to have they call for Bang Dream Band League, where you pick
Oh,
a
yeah.
unit or generation in this case and battle against someone else's unit or generation.
That's going to be a lot of fun. And that's going to
sounds
be
like fun.
really good for advertising Weiss in Japan. So
That's
I'm
true.
excited. I'm excited about that. This is a gas set for advertising and really good, I think, for the game.
Yeah, me too. I don't think I fully get the hype around Hololive, but I can see that a lot of people love it, and I'm glad that it's going to be part of the game.
I'm
Yeah,
getting kind of worried because like the more I'm talking about this set, the more I'm like, maybe I will buy into it.
Just buy into it, dude. Join me. Just join me. There's like 3 other people. At least 3 other people in Calgary
Well,
getting it too.
Plat got into VTubers really recent, or like started really getting into
Oh, Jesus.
VTubers recently, and then they announced this, and I'm like, goodbye. Unfortunate.
I know Desku, Zach's getting into it.
Yep.
Probably
There's
AA1.
definitely enough people in our community.
I
that
think
will
the
go
entire
in.
Victoria Weiss community is getting into it.
Yep.
But definitely won't be like me, where I'm just gonna go pretty hard into it.
Well, I'm worried because Kevin, do you know offhand what the prices were like for the numbered rebirth cards for Hololive?
Number cards were pretty high.
Yeah. So in
And that's Rebirth,
they have-
where
yeah,
the baseline is pretty low.
yeah. So
Yeah, you're gonna
it's
get more people probably buying into the Weiss side versus
I'm
the
talking
side.
about stonks, honestly, if you could get this, I feel like this is not a bad set to try and spin the wheel on.
But
'Cause
Rebirth started its game with numbered cards,
yeah.
whereas Weiss, the only numbered cards are in rear view, and that's for
Yeah.
hand signed cards.
Oh, I'm not saying
Hey, man,
necessarily that
you
there's gonna be
kidding.
numbered cards, but
Madoka in English has number cards.
that's
Now
true.
listen here.
Well, I guess the other
True.
thing that you have to wonder is if Hololive set comes out after pretty much all of the COVID restrictions are off and the stimmy checks are out, how much different of a ballpark are we playing in? Because a lot of the inflation pressure will have come off. The restrictions on everything else are coming off. And it's funny, this is a topic of a blog article I've been spending the better part of 2 weeks writing now, of just kind of the economics of the price spikes.
Yeah.
How
Well,
much how much is it going to be popularity pushing it, but a lot of the pressures pushing up prices from the general market are gone.
I'm gonna say I think it's the same case with the Marvel hypothetically, but this is going to be a fact. Is you're gonna have people who don't play the game see, oh my god, my queen Coco, who I am a tier 3 sub for, and I roll the red carpet out every one of her streams. She has a card with her signature on it. I'm gonna get all of them, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think
Oh.
that's new to Weiss. You
I
don't see a lot of the only collectors because they don't like interact with the community as much. They come on and they're like, hey, I want to buy this SP. They buy the SP. Okay, bye.
right.
Because
That
people like anime too.
I,
Just I don't know just as much, but maybe just as much as Hololive characters.
Wait,
I
And
just
David,
feel like
buy what?
who
people
likes anime?
true.
No one, obviously.
I feel like
Anime's
people are
cringe.
more willing to throw money though at because again, then you can post on Twitter and be like, "My queen, look at all of your signed cards that I have," right? Like there's the chance of getting
An actual reaction.
reaction, right? And you have that community that you can be like, "Oh, you guys aren't really dedicated to Coco. Look how many of her cards I have." Right?
Well,
I
No, I
think
see what you're saying. I do believe that there are people that will dedicate themselves to getting these cards, but I don't think that's
it's
new to
yeah,
Weiss.
I would agree that it's not new, but I think there's going to be more than an average set's worth. Like people love
even like
Karumi,
Love
right?
Live or Idolmaster, where you
Yeah,
have Woda fans.
I do think that it's going to be because again, like I truly believe that this is going to be get more people than any other set who don't play the game who just want the shiny cards of their favorite. I do think there's going to be more interest for Hololive than any other set so far. I could be wrong.
Uh,
100% I could be wrong, but
I wonder if it will beat quintuplets because earlier this year, Bushi did
mm,
announce quintuplets ended up being their most sold set of all time.
that's true.
And if you look at quintuplets base rare price, they're actually like dirt cheap, and then you see the foils.
And it's
All the
insane.
money went to
Yes,
the
but
foils.
that's because there's a lot of overlap between Weiss players and anime watchers.
Yeah.
True.
Wouldn't there be a lot of overlap between Weiss players and Hololive
Well,
watchers too?
yeah,
There's a lot of overlap.
yeah.
I don't think there's as much overlap.
I'm not going to comment on that one because I just
fair.
figured out what the hell this was like 10 minutes ago. So I'll take your
I'm
word for
pretty
that.
sure- I'm pretty sure all whole live watchers are anime fans.
I'm
Yes,
I'd like to be put
but
on
not
the
Weiss
record.
players is what I'm saying.
I truly believe that this is going to be Weiss's strongest selling set ever.
Yeah, until Genshin Impact.
You can quote me on
Joe
that.
DiMaggio.
Yeah. So far, hey,
until
so
they
far, there we go.
Until they
Yeah.
transfer Genshin Impact twice too.
Yeah. Oh, that was insane. But
It also depends how much advertising the actual Hololivers do on their channels for Weiss.
honestly, if they
So-
have a stream explaining how to play the game, I will be so thankful. Like that, just having more people know how to play the game, having an anime girl teach them how to play the game, that would be huge.
It would be a
Actually,
gift.
Rebirth and Weiss actually got some Hololive members actually playing the game on
Yeah.
stream.
I do remember that. Yeah.
So again,
But it was like one stream, right? Just
one or two streams where they have Hololive
Yeah.
members.
yeah, but then they have to play Rebirth in that game.
They already did play Rebirth.
But yeah,
I-
if like a bunch of them all advertise, like take an entire single stream or
Yeah.
video to advertise Weiss that they're in Weiss, that would
Yeah.
change everything.
I will stick by it. I think until the set's released, I truly believe it's going to be the biggest selling set ever. Until MLB, of course.
Honestly, I think Bushiroad would probably agree with you, considering how they presented it during their strategy
yeah,
presentation.
we have a big announce. Consider when they
Right.
consider that
they-
Hololive is the big announcement after announcing Marvel. Like that goes to show how big they really think it is.
And like they had their Weiss segment, they ended their Weiss segment,
Yeah.
then they went back and announced this.
Yeah. Well, and because they knew people would stay, because they announced,
Exactly.
oh, hey, there's a Hololive guest. Okay, we'll see you after the Bushi Nav. You know people are going to stick around. They're like, where's the Hololive? Where's the Hololive? So the fact that they know they can end their stream off on that and have it be considered the biggest moment, again, after announcing Marvel as a set.
Yeah,
Like,
and I think Bushiroad's
it's gonna be
marketing
huge.
team. I think Bushiroad's marketing team is a lot smarter than I am. So I will not question
They're
what
they're
they
gonna
think is
lean
going to
into
sell.
it. For sure they're gonna lean into this.
Mm.
So yeah.
Well, they'd be crazy. Well, they already are. They'd be crazy not to.
It's
Yeah.
crazier not to.
All right.
So. And the
Well,
fact that
that-
it's coming out so soon.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's my worst
Yeah.
part. Why is Hololive
Because it's
coming out so
5
soon?
months.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, they're probably not. They're
Leaning
probably let
back.
Hololive stay in Rebirth for a few more months. You know,
Yeah.
I probably get
Same.
like at least a year after by Bushoku foils, and then they announced it so soon. I was like, well, sorry, little one.
Oops.
We
Too
shall-
bad.
Sorry,
Sorry,
little
little one. Holy.
You were never meant to be, I guess.
You must sacrifice something you love.
Bushiroad, did you do it? Yes. What did it cost? Kevin's
wallet.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. So before we round out this, is there any sets that you were hoping to come out that didn't?
Oh,
Yo.
sure.
I'm not sure how to phrase
matter
this.
what, no matter what Hayden here says, I still think he wishes Nagatoro came out.
No, I 100% do. See, I want it. I want a Nagatoro set so much. I really would love to play Nagatoro. However, that doesn't mean that I'm not incredibly happy that it didn't happen. For my wallet's sake, I'll put it that way. But at some point, I would love to have Nagatoro in Weiss.
I was actually really upset when Genshin Impact got announced for Rebirth. I was really hoping that comes to Weiss just so I can bait
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of my friends.
I made a joke.
Perfect.
Like, can you
Yeah.
imagine if Genshin is in Weiss set coming up? Haha. And then we saw the that good old Rebirth. Well, hey,
It was
I don't know if everyone was like me, but I saw Genshin. I'm like, holy crap, it's happening. And then I remembered that we're on the Rebirth segment afterward.
hey, truly, Rebirth could just be a pre-Weiss announcement at this point, right?
It could be like Hololive, where like they only really announced Hololive for Weiss because they got Genshin
Yeah.
as the other set to like push Rebirth.
You see, Rebirth is
Some
just
more.
the advertisement for when the Weiss
That
set
comes
comes out.
Yeah, that
It's
means
big brain.
that means we can get Godzilla support soon.
Ooh, there we go. Now we're
Ooh.
talking.
But
As
it's so
for
funny.
me, wanting anything though, there was no series I cared about recently. So I was going into the stream thinking there is nothing they could announce that would bait me.
And then they did it.
But
And then they found the one
They just
thing.
took off their gloves. They're like, hold my beer. David, you're going down.
So they just filled out the Infinity Gauntlet and
Well,
put it
we're-
in your face.
Yeah.
They're like, we're gonna pull a sneaky one on ya. The one no one expected. No one. There's no one in this entire world who would have guessed Marvel was gonna be announced this.
Oh, not.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's just like nobody saw Star Wars coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
also true.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I hope
for
Marvel's
me-
better than Star Wars, though.
Star Wars was fun. And I think for me, you guys already all know the answer.
NBA, right?
Yes.
And
But I want that Charles Barkley Slab a Jam card. But the answer is Macross Delta.
Yeah.
The movie is supposed to be coming out this year. The key single coming out. Damn it. Just want to play Mika mode my deck. Come on, Bushy.
I mean, there's gonna be an upcoming new Macross series, right?
Ooh.
I
We
could guess
don't
that.
know when the what's
No,
weird about
we
that
don't know when.
Macross TV is it got announced in 2018 and then literally nothing. Sorry, in 2018, and then literally nothing has been said about it since.
Mhm.
But we did get the new Macross movie, Delta movie. Akinemerai is we got the key single. We've seen some art. We've got the first trailer, and that came out both in North America and Japan. And it sounds like we might be getting an international release for the first time ever. So Delta Momentum's real. I want the cards, damn it.
let's see. I did
One
like
day.
was it Walkers or that's this?
Valkyrie, yeah.
Yeah, I do like their songs. I haven't seen Macross Delta itself though.
The
Songs
the
are
first
bangers.
movie is really good. I want to like the series more, but it just does just enough for me to be like,
I'll tell you what, Tim. If you get your Macross set when I get my Nagatoro set.
okay, deal.
Deal.
Alrighty. That about wraps us up for today. We hope you enjoyed listening to us get hype about cards because it was a ton of fun to delve into. If you did, make sure to subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. Search Wild Wild Weiss. If you want to check out our written work, head on over to wildwildweiss.wordpress.com. Follow us on Twitter at Wild Wild Weiss, or check out the Calgary Weiss Schwarz community on Facebook or Discord. Do you guys have anything you guys would like to plug? Keeluah, Kira, Poggers?
All right. Speaking of Macross, if you have a Macross Frontier deck, come
Hey.
watch out for sometime this summer. I'm helping Strictly Broken TCG host a Legacy format tournament for 2012 Weiss, and you could play Macross Frontier at not a depressingly low tier there.
I'm super
Yeah,
excited
it's
for
solid
that,
C tier by
honestly.
that point.
Your walling capability is in line with every other deck. Then
Hey, there you go.
Sick.
Maybe I'll
Yeah, you got
order my
quite a bit of,
Evangelion cards.
Yeah, quite a bit of interest in the poll I saw. So that'll be
that's
exciting.
actually more than I expected. I was like, Dan was like, if we get 64 interest, then we'll do it. And I was like, damn. I was like wondering if we would hit 100. Now we're at almost 200. So it's a lot more better received than we expected.
I think it really helps that you're allowing like proxies and stuff.
Yeah, some people didn't even notice loud proxy,
Yeah.
but yeah, check that out. Sometime this summer, I think we're those insider info. It's probably around end of July, early August.
Heard it here first, folks.
All right.
that's
Yeah. I've got nothing to show.
I just want remind everybody that the best archetype in Weiss deck is coin flip.
Okay, so
Press
No,
X
it's
to
Avenger.
doubt.
No, it's the most pure way to play Weiss.
All right. Okay, there. Until next time, this has been Igor Squatslov.
And Kira.
and Keeluah.
And Pozzers.
And I hope to see y'all next time.